Have you ever heard of a job requirement so insane you thought it had to be illegal? Buckle up as we count down from the wildest to the most creepy job requirements we've ever heard on w.r.a.c.'s Mysteries of the Job Market series. This was the most insane ad for a server at a restaurant that I've ever seen. It started out normal, describing the place as a fun, fast-paced unique bar restaurant looking for someone who will be sober on the job and calm in a fast-paced environment. Then it went on to this huge paragraph, starting off with, "Please do not apply if you have no sense of humor or can't handle skillful sarcasm, have no alarm clock, oversleep, or have a cell phone battery that dies constantly, preventing you from contacting us." The restaurant also discourages people who have to give friends rides to work later than we start work, call out sick with an excuse because you partied too hard the night before your shift, experience flat tires every week, and suddenly become deathly ill on Coachella and Splash House weekends from applying. The posting also claimed an applicant will not last if, quote, "you want to score social points with a cute patron by giving away food and beverage on our dime with our inventory." The most insane requirements were, and I quote, "Do not apply if you need nights off because your grandma poisoned you with her ham again, or your band has a gig, or you need weekends off because your favorite roller derby team made it to the finals, and that calling out of work sick because it's ski season, you accidentally got on a plane to Vegas, you haven't surfed in a while, or you have a headache after going to too many garage sales is forbidden." The ad closed out by saying that an individual must be able to accept the fact that they get paid to work. Sounds like a really great place to work. I just got hired as a gas station cashier and I'm required to sign this contract full of agreements/requirements that I'm pretty sure are illegal. The agreements are as follows. 1. All cashiers should note there will be a $100 deduction for no-show, no communication, and no valid proof regarding no-show without 24 hours notice on medical appointments and 72 hours on all other arrangements that are required, provided approval is given by management. 2. If there are no responses or reasoning of cashiers for lateness over 1 hour, this will result in an hourly deduction of their hourly wage. Therefore, if you are earning $10 per hour, your deduction will be multiplied by the wages per each hour. 3. Showing up without a uniform or name badge will result in a $10 wage deduction. 4. Incompletion of main duties for your required shift will result in a $10 deduction per duty without valid reasoning. 5. If an employee wishes to resign, the employee must provide 1 week notice prior to the end of your shift. 6. If any employee quits without notice, wage deductions will be made accordingly for any cash register shortages, deductions for the shift, $100 no-show deduction and $100 deduction for the week's notice. Therefore, this will be a $200 deduction in total, plus any cash register shortages, for your final check. I'm pretty sure this is illegal. When I was just starting out in office work, I applied for a job as an administrative assistant for a husband and wife health insurance brokerage company. At the interview, they asked if I could use PowerPoint to make flyers and handed me a sample document. The messaging on one of the flyers was about an extremely controversial topic. I was desperate for a job and could easily do the work, so I kept my face completely non-reactive and accepted their job offer. I should have seen that as a huge red flag, as the wife was extremely abusive as an employer. She would force me to listen to religious and political talk shows on my lunch, yell at me about personal things, and when my father died, they told me that if I didn't pray a certain amount of hours for his soul, I would doom him to an eternity in hell. Even when I found another job, the day I gave my notice, the wife accused me of conspiring against her and fired me on the spot. It was insane. My favorite story is about this health center. It was registered as a secular company, but backed and owned by a religious organization. It had been founded by a doctor who was a member of the organization, and the board consisted of other members who were also stakeholders. Because they were secular, they didn't require any particular religious affiliation for employees. However, you had to agree to behave on the job and at all times in public, in accordance with their religious beliefs. You were encouraged to live the same life at home, but they couldn't outright require it. You agreed that they could have you observed at any time when in public, to ensure that you were complying. Ironically, the founder, his wife, and the CFO all ended up with prison sentences. They were charged with tax fraud, financial fraud, and labor fraud. Several other trustees were charged and fined, though they avoided jail. I saw an ad for an underwriting position that I was completely qualified for. Until I read the last line. Must be fluent in Dutch. Now for reference, this was a local position in the Midwest of the United States, where there are no significant populations of Dutch speakers. The closest population of Dutch speakers was 400 plus miles away in Michigan, and that was only 6,600 people. It was working on medical and dental insurance on local populations in Missouri, so it's not like they'd be dealing with clients or companies from the Netherlands at all, or in Aruba, Curacao, St. Martin, or Suriname. There was simply zero reason to include that requirement. I applied for it anyway, but never heard back from the company despite several follow-ups. Maybe not speaking Dutch really was a deal breaker. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through some of the strangest job requirements out there. We hope these stories have brought a smile to your face and maybe even made you feel a bit better about your own job-seeking adventures. At w.r.a.c Resumes and Connections, we're dedicated to helping you navigate the job market, whether it's through resume writing, interview preparation, or building your professional network. We've already trained over 1,000 students in our free internship program. Help us support 1,000 more by subscribing and joining our community today. Our goal is to support you every step of the way. Stay tuned for more episodes in our Mysteries of the Job Market series, where we'll continue to share the most unbelievable experiences. Your support helps us continue providing internships globally to those who need experience and assists us in opening a location for students, staff, and learners to gain real-world experience. Together, we can turn even the strangest situations into opportunities for growth and success. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.